to Still a Hot Mess, where we ask the question, is self-help helping? Every episode we discuss, debate, and often diss an aspect of the self-improvement movement.
Drawing from our own experiences and talking with personal growth experts, we want to know, is it all too much? Has it gone too far? Is it making us even more neurotic? Is this self-help or self-help?
You make a mess of me. You make a mess. You make a mess of me.
Here's what we do.
This is what we do, yeah.
We talk about, is self-help helping? Because I am of the belief that we are saturated. You walk into a bookstore and it's just endless books on how to help yourself. And I think we've reached a point. It's too much. Let's move on.
Yeah, I think you have such a valid point. I think in a way, we're not seeing it, we're not hearing it anymore because it is everywhere.
Yeah.
God, and beyond bookstores, right?
It's everywhere.
Yeah. So yeah.
And it's making us neurotic. It's making us insane. I mean,
Well, I think, we see
it's gone too far.
We see it, everywhere. And I think it's conjuring up a lot of guilt because we just look at all these things that we're still not doing, or we still haven't figured out, or we still haven't, perfected.
Yeah.
And this is the ironic side effect of the self-improvement movement.
There's downfall to every movement. Are we into the downfall stage? And this is the stuff that we have spent endless hours talking about, and we now talk about it here.
Yeah, we
do.
To
share with the world.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today?
Well, today we are going to talk about messages and mantras.
Oh, yes. Oh, and this was interesting because you and I decided to put the word out on Facebook. Like, we wanted a little feedback. Hey, guys, what are you tired of hearing? What works for you? What doesn't? And so we're going to talk about a lot of the feedback that we got. And it turns out we both ended up getting even more than we thought we would.
It was a hella interesting.
And there were a lot of similarities too. So we're gonna definitely get to that.
We will. We'll shoot to that once in a while throughout this episode because that was we got some data to work with.
Yeah, and we want you to also, when you go to our Facebook, Still a Hot Mess, when you go to our Instagram, Still a Hot Mess, and our website, we want to hear what you have to say. We want to hear, like, what are you sick and tired of? Or do you think that self-help is like, it is your mission's work? Like, we just want to hear from you. In the meantime.
Yeah. So, today's episode, we're just going to talk about how there are these messages and mantras that we consume. But also, I think you agree, that it's so important to be discerning about which ones we, are listening to and then believe.
Right.
The ones that we're subscribing to.
Know what you're reading, know what you're hearing, and give a little thought to it.
Yeah, I don't think we have to subscribe to, everything that we're told by the influencers, whatever you want to call them, the gurus, the authors, the speakers.
How about critical thinking? Where did that go?
Like,
where's some self-help on critical thinking?
Yeah, I think challenge. If it doesn't sit well with you, if you kind of cringe and think to yourself, well, that's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Do you have to do everything the books say?
Exactly.
That's really the point. Is like, if there's so many and you find yourself just in this endless, like, can't help myself. Life, maturity, learning, growing, paying attention isn't enough, and it's all books and gurus and all that stuff. Like, at what point are you okay? At what point are you like, can you be like, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah. Or
gonna go to the park today and, just kick some pigeons.
Maybe not the greatest example, Fenton, but I think we, and I say we, me and the listeners kind of know where you're going there.
You know where I'm going.
Don't
kick a pigeon.
So, I get an email every day from one of my favorite gurus. He's written many books, Neil Donald Walsh.
Who's that?
Neil Donald Walsh. Well, I mean, really what he is a channel.
Okay.
He talks to God.
And
yes. Yeah, he does. I think he's the real deal.
Does God talk back?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a two-way conversation.
Yeah, he has books called Conversations with God.
This is good to know.
By the way, I highly recommend.
Of course you do.
Have I mentioned that I'm a self-help junkie? I I pretty much have read them all.
You've read them. You've written some.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, let's go, baby.
Oh, yeah. Need another hit.
I'm sitting here with an expert.
Of sorts.
Of sorts.
Anyway, so I get this daily...
We're all experts in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Everyone knows a little something. And some people think they know a whole lot of shit.
Yeah.
And
When they don't.
the more you know, the more you know you don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
It sure is.
The more you know...
And people
Or no, the more you learn, the less you know. That's
the more you learn, the more you know you don't know, or the more you know you learn, the more you don't learn.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so I get...
No, but seriously, people who
Yeah.
think they know everything don't know shit. They the more you learn, the more you know. Am I jumping ahead?
No.
Do you have something here?
No, I have...
What do you got?
Okay, so I was on this website, mrg.com. I think that they're a big consulting firm. Anyway, so the, I don't know, like the head researcher, Maria Brown, she talks about this. You know, she actually quoted it, the more I learn, the less I know. Now, what's interesting is she also pointed out that there's, you know, the opposite of that paradox, and that's the dunning-kruger effect. And that is basically, you know, to summarize it, is...
Who's Dunning-Kruger?
Dunning-Kruger, they were both psychologists.
Oh, there's two of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were, someone
They just
Dunning,
hyphenated their two names together?
Yeah.
That's kind of cute.
like, kind of
Fence
like...
and Stewart.
And so, anyway, this is, you know, this is what that is. Less knowledgeable someone is about a topic, the more confident they are in their knowledge of that topic, right?
Uh-huh.
You know,
Right.
they just...
Like a jerk.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's kind of like my quote, what I say, which is the more I know, the less I like myself. Is that what I say?
What was your amazing
What is
quote?
my quote?
I love that. I love
Am I
that
allowed
saying.
to, when I say it's my quote, does that sound right?
You could
What's
trademark.
my quote?
Yeah.
This is
The more I know, the
more
I liked myself. The
more when I knew less.
Wow. All right.
That's a Kelly Fanson one right there. That's a Kelly Fanson quote. Liked myself more when I knew less.
But as Maria does also point out in this post that I read, the more common reality. Yes, there are those people who like have this inflated, you know, sense of expertise when they really don't. But the more common reality is, as people learn more about a topic and realize how little they actually know, their confidence drops. And that's what we kind of like, I think, are talking about in terms of this, you know, self-improvement movement and personal growth is like, you know, they absorb the messages, you know, they're absorbing, you know, all this wisdom and all the, you know, hearing the mantras. And then they're like, oh, crap, I suck.
Yeah.
I suck as a human being.
Yeah.
Look at how I'm failing.
Right.
And then they carry around this guilt.
Like I know this, but that means I
Yeah.
don't know all that, which means I'm failing. Yeah.
I'm not following the rules. But then getting back
little ray
to
of sunshine.
and then getting back to the idea that I'm a self-help junkie.
Yes.
Is as their confidence drops, they're motivated to learn more. And so there we go.
That's what we need.
We pick up another book and we go to another retreat and we, you know, go and walk on coals again. No,
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people are walking on the coals.
Anthony Robbins had some people walk on coals and like a bunch of them got like seriously injured.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
You sent me that link and it was, yeah, that was bizarre.
But what did you
Anyway,
just say?
Don't get me
What
started
did
on
you
that
just say?
guy.
So then they
I
go
don't
back
love
to
him. I don't love him.
books. People are going, no, you don't. You are not an Anthony Robbins fan.
You know what? How you feel about
Oprah?
I think I'm right there with Tony Robbins.
Yeah, great. I love it that we
Can't stand him.
That we
Anyway.
like to say, you know, straight up.
So I was
Not down with this
I was
person.
originally talking about my love of Neil Donald Walsh.
Yes, let's go back to that.
So I get a daily email from him. You know, like, you know how you get emails from famous people? And it looks like it is actually to you because they use your name.
You feel special.
Anyway, the other day, he sent me an email. And he told me, Susan, stop thinking negative thoughts. That was part of his message that day. And it just got my back right up. I love the man. He's one of my favorite voices. But you know what, Neil?
Not when they say annoying things like that.
Exactly. You lost me, Neil. You lost me.
What a
at this.
terrible way to say it.
Stop. What is it again? Stop.
Don't think negative
Stop
thoughts.
thinking.
Stop thinking negative thoughts.
First of all, just the idea of stopping anything
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Just stop.
How realistic
Like
is
if
that?
you're upset and someone goes to stop being upset. Oh yeah, no problem. It doesn't work that way.
You know, like Susan, stop drinking wine.
What?
Anyway, so stop thinking negative thoughts.
No, it's also even what they say psychologically. Like if a kid's about to cross the street, you know, like run into traffic, you don't say, don't cross the road. You say, like, you simply say stop or turn around. You give them like the action of doing, not leaving them with cross the road. Like it's a psychological study. You know, it's not the way to do it. And so he's like slam right into that wall of bad psychological question and command. What the fuck am I talking about right now?
The idea here, the real issue I have, and why it doesn't sit well with me, is it's unrealistic. You can't rid your brain of negative thinking. Our brains are hardwired. They're predisposed for negativity.
Yeah, it's survival.
It's survival. We still have the same brains as we did when we were cavemen and cavewomen. And so our brain is constantly trying to protect us by way of negative thinking. You know,
or does it seem like negative thinking?
well,
But it's, you know, we've called it
Yes,
negative thinking
that's true.
and we've given it the opposite, which is it's like good and bad, negative, bad, positive, good. But there are reasons for these thoughts that we have that allow us to identify or to assess a situation, perhaps. I mean, it may not be exactly along the lines of what you're talking about, but you know, our brains are wired in that way of protecting us to judge, you know, assess, all of that stuff. So I get, you know, you don't want to live in judgment, but you're still going to have an opinion about good, bad, yes, no for me. Like, should I be doing this right now? The brain is there, hopefully helping you. And we're also being told that our brains are, that we're not even having these thoughts, that these thoughts aren't generated from us. So,
we've gone.
Now we're in two different places.
Yes. But like, honestly, it's caution. You know, assuming that the rustling in the bushes was a saber-toothed tiger helped us to survive. Right? It got us out of that potentially life-threatening situation.
You know, there aren't any saber-toothed tigers anymore. Okay.
True. But that's exactly why we do, I don't know, maybe make negative predictions of the future or anything like that, because
what if?
It gets down to,
Now, are
that
we
survival
saying,
instinct.
okay, these are the same brains as we've always had?
Yep. It's interesting. Our external environment has changed dramatically.
Yep.
And our brains haven't. It's
Noggins are
really,
still
really
the same.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Yep.
And are we also trying to say that due to our intellect and our reasoning, that we can alter the way we think? So we're going, yes, caveman brain, or whatever we want to call it right now. Yes, but we can reason above that. And are we in the process, in this awakening of, through all of this self-help, are we trying to do that? Are we trying to say, think the fuck out of it?
Yeah, I think that's exactly the point of mindfulness, is that we're paying closer attention to what our brain's doing, right? Because again, you know, ridding your brain of that activity is not realistic, but we can notice when the brain's trying to protect us, and then we challenge. Then we, you know, talking about challenging things today. Now we challenge that thought and go, is that really true? Or, you know, what's more realistic? Or you know, what's another story I can tell myself that's not going to, you know, send me down the rabbit hole. That's it. I think negative thoughts are going to be natural and inevitable, but believing them, getting all caught up, drawn into the drama, the stories, whatever you want to call it, catastrophic thinking, that's optional.
So
that's optional.
Do we need self-help is that the only way to stopping ourselves from creating story or distinguishing between real or not real, or, you know, like, do we need self-help for that? Do we need the guidance of others and books and lectures and all that stuff? Is this something we would discover on our own through maturity and, you know, let's just say an attention-seeking life on this planet? I don't mean I want attention. I mean like seeking and paying attention.
Yeah. Okay, I'll speak honestly from my own experience.
Yeah.
Like I got really sick with depression and anxiety when I was in my 20s. And part of my healing was, exploring, the self-help world. And that's where I think really learned to pay greater attention to those, whatever you want to call it, those negative, painful, stressful, toxic thoughts, stories, and, challenge them and I don't know, pick something else to not, or just to detach from them, not get caught up in them, because that ultimately what was, sending this message to my body that I was in danger and releasing cortisol consistently. Right. That's the mind-body connection.
Science.
It is a little bit of the sciencey part of all this. And so I just don't think I would have gotten to that practice, because it is a practice, without the self-help world. I think it's probably one of the most worthy endeavors of the self-improvement movement.
Okay.
Is, paying that, greater attention, being mindful.
Yes.
Of what's, what you're telling yourself, what you're choosing to believe.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that has come from others discovering.
Yeah.
Or being in situations where they're like, man, I'm so messed up. I'm depressed. Why is my brain like this? And without those people, whether they be doctors, scientists, or individuals at large saying, what is it and why, and then helping others. And that's in the form of whatever we're reading, whatever we're discovering. Okay, so this is how your brain works. This is you not being in control of those things. And this is you in practice overcoming that.
Quite honestly, I'm going to should myself.
Oh, don't should yourself. Susan shouldn't herself.
I should have gotten, I should have been in therapy, because of course psychology is the home of this inquiry into our thoughts and, all of this, cognitive awareness. Yeah. The home is psychology. Yeah. The self-help world is rebranding it.
It's DIY.
Yeah. Delivering it to us. You got it. DIY. Delivering it to us maybe in a kinder, gentler way. I don't know. Or just, in different ways. And so because I didn't go to therapy, I am now. Yeah. Happy to report. Hey. Better late.
She's gone to the other side.
Better late than never. But
are you better? Are you so much better? I don't mean like, are you better? Are you over it? I just mean like,
I'm good.
Are you better? Like, do you feel like is there, does it get to something deeper than the self-help, the exploring on your own and self-help?
Yeah.
It's like having a trainer at the gym.
I think so. That's right. We're one-on-one now. Yeah. Like I'm working with a professionit.
Yeah. You can lift more. You can go deeper.
That's right.
You can feel the burn.
No, you're right. It is harder work. And it asks of you it's a different level. But yes, I think it is helping. Yeah. Therapy's helping. I don't know if self-help is helping.
Yeah. Is the rosé helping?
Not one bit. But damn. It's interesting. So all that self-help, was helping to a degree, but ultimately there I am in therapy. So I think this is so important. A message I think you want to send to our listeners is just, be very discerning about, this idea, this message that we are to stop the negative thinking, rid our brains, because they're setting us up for failure.
Well, look, the idea, and we're almost done here, so just hang in. But the idea of being positive, this like don't have negative thoughts, therefore be positive. There's something really annoying about people who are positive all the time. To me, right? Like maybe not to you, maybe not to most people, but people who are positive all the time, I find it, I'm uncomfortable with people who just never seem to drop down into like a listening of like the connection that we have through our pain or through our discomfort, I think is very real as humans. And I also believe that, and I don't know if I read it somewhere, I don't think I came up with this on my own, but that people who are positive all the time lack empathy.
Yeah. So I'm going to just mention what we found on Facebook yesterday.
Yes. Let's do that real quick before we wrap up.
Yeah. So
We can do a continuation of that too.
Yeah. We've got this thread to refer to.
Yeah. Anytime.
For a long time.
Let's entertain our listeners with other listeners.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, so we put out and asked people if there, are self-improvement, self-help mantras, messages that, make them cringe, that, that don't resonate with them, that think, they think that is a load of crap.
Or that they're just tired of hearing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Actually, one of my friends, he wrote the word resonate.
Oh,
Isn't he funny?
it's hilarious.
But then that's probably a word that people don't like because I
hate it too.
I'm a self-help junkie and I'm using self-help terminology without even understanding that
There's
I could
times
be
you
annoying.
put full sentences together in paragraphs and I'm like, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. It's just like lingo after jargon after I'm like, that's like a skill. That is a skill.
Well, if you read like I do and I see the words,
you know what a lot of people hated?
Anyway.
A lot of people don't like everything happens for a reason. Because one person put that on my post and 6 people in a very short period of time. And I know that's not a whole lot, but we don't, we didn't have a lot of listeners back then, right? If you're listening to this now
now we're
600,000
plus.
We're
a pretty big deal now.
But like everything happens for a reason.
I got
you know
that
what?
one.
Shove that right up your ass.
Yeah, I got that one too on my feed. And with others too. What's another one? Like this too shall pass. People don't like.
You got this.
You got this. Yep, we got that one. What are some other ones?
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I got that one. I don't mind that one. I kind of feel like that's a little bit true. If you can overcome stuff, you're toughened up a bit. You're a little stronger because you know a little bit more.
No,
and a little bit less, as we've discovered.
Well, that's the thing. I quite like all the mantras and messages that were posted that people don't like. I'm like, really? I kind of like that. Like, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. I like that.
That's a cute one because it's also a little bit of wordplay. We know it is. Sometimes you win some, you lose some, but then when you put a nice little positive spin that you learn some. Yeah,
I just like the idea that it's not a waste of time. There are no losses. You never leave empty-handed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. Does that resonate? I don't know. But yeah, that's a theme I got from a lot of this. And it is. I think what we got on both of our Facebook pages is a lot of positive mantras.
Yeah,
has to do with positivity.
Sure. Yeah.
And people are like, when I hear that, I just don't feel seen and heard. It's like people are diminishing or dismissing my pain, my struggle, my suffering, whatever you want to call it. I'm in the shits here.
Yeah.
And all you're doing is ramming down, this positive thinking where I just need you to just tell me that you kind of like,
I'm here.
You just get how god awful
like
it
I
is
got
right
that.
now.
Like I'm listening and I'm acknowledging what you're going through.
Yeah. And the world of psychology calls this mirroring.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like, so you come to me with a, problem, we want to call it a problem, a challenge, an opportunity.
Yes.
And rather than me launching in and saying, oh, well, this is happening for a reason, Vanson, this is.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. What's the reason? Am I an asshole? Do I deserve this? That it's happening for a reason? This terrible thing that just happened to me? It's happening for a reason? That's crap.
Now I'm, with that idea, it's always like, there's an advantage to everything. Like you're going to take away something
Sure.
you couldn't have ever learned any other way.
Like, let's learn from this. Okay.
But if I start with that, that just,
you're dead to me.
I'm basically just saying, listen, get over it. You couldn't possibly be, hurting.
It's a shortcut. It's a cop out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just basically a dismissal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is what I'm hearing from people is they just want empathy.
Mm-hmm.
They want your attention.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
to
it.
be heard. Like I've had this conversation this past week. It's been a rough week over here. And lots of conversations about just what you said, being seen, being heard. And that's a difference maker. And I don't think you need self-help books to be that person that can Be there for a friend or anyone and hear them. I really don't think you need fucking self-help for that.
That said, Brene Brown talks a lot
about
that.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
we are heading into our round of Name That,
That
Guru.
Guru.
So here we go. Do you have yours?
Yes, I do.
Okay, here we go. You go first.
Okay, no, you go first. Oh, no, I'll go first.
You go first.
Okay. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten.
Oh, geez. Oh, if you do what you've always done, you get what you've always gotten. Oh, I feel like I know that. It's the definition of insanity, but said differently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so someone's paraphrasing. Who is
Yes.
this lazy guru?
Tony fucking Robbins.
Oh, see, I'm so glad. What a,
right? See, you can, right.
I'm with you.
You didn't even like it because it's
no,
Tony
he paraphrased.
Robbins.
He just paraphrased. Get over it.
Anyway.
Okay. Sorry, guys, if you like him. We don't. Please stay with us. Okay. The less you open your heart to others, the more your heart suffers.
Oh, God, I think it's a woman. I really do. I'm going to say, using the word suffers. Is that Marianne?
Was that your brain? Did you hear that?
Time's up, Susan. Marianne Williamson?
No, Deepak Chopra. Sorry. It's okay.
Okay.
Next.
All right.
You go. You can play this at home.
Oh my God. This one is about opening hearts too.
Oh, cool.
If we learn to open our hearts, anyone, including the people who drive us crazy, can be our teacher.
I wonder if that's the longest bit of silence that's ever been on a podcast. Everyone out there is like, did it go dead?
Yeah, hold on.
happened?
Play.
I hope someone out. I hope people are. I don't know. I don't know.
Not even a guess, eh?
I'm gonna say.
Do you want to guess? Like this? Okay, I'll say it's a woman.
Okay.
And she actually resided. I don't know if she's there anymore. She resided in Nova Scotia for a long time as a nun.
Jan Arden.
I think that's the one thing Jan hasn't done. It's Pema Chodron.
See, I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that. Okay. Next. Okay. What will matter is the good we did, not the good we expected others to do.
Can you read that again? Sorry.
What will matter is the good we did, not the good we expected others to do.
I think it is Oprah.
It is a woman. Broken open.
Elizabeth Lesser.
There you go. Nice.
See, that's nice. If you give me the book.
If I give you the book, you'll get it every time.
Actually, every time.
So give me a break.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Happiness. Happiness is not the belief that we don't need to change. It is the realization that we can. So this comes from the Science of Happiness.
Oh, right? I was going to say him.
Now, before you do, there
but
might be more than one positive psychology guy on our list. So tread lightly. Take your time.
Oh, this is freaking me out.
Don't get too...
Really? Is it not who I think it is? Oh, come on.
It is one of our... It's actually my favorite happiness dude.
Okay, I'm going to say...
Like,
is he Canadian?
No.
Is it Neil Parisha?
No, but it's pronounced Pasricha.
Pasricha.
I learned that because I introduced him at a conference in the spring.
And you failed too?
No.
They told you how to say it.
No, they wrote to me with phonetic spelling.
You gotta help out the speaker.
Pasricha. And they said in the notes, think pass the salt, then you reach for it, and then you say ah.
Pasricha.
How weird is that?
Now I'll always picture that.
Pass the salt. Reach.
Yeah.
Say ah.
Pasricha.
I didn't really need all that in the notes. I think the phonetic spelling was fine.
Well, you got it right.
Anyway, no, that was said by Sean Aker.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Hi, Sean.
Yep.
Way to go, Sean. What does he say about happiness? something?
It's not the belief that we don't need to change. It is the realization that we can.
Okay.
There we go.
That's contentment.
Okay.
That's not happiness. Whatever.
What a load of crap.
Okay. If you want something bad enough, you'll get it. If not, hashtag the shit out of it.
Who would talk like that?
I don't know.
Not Deepak Chopra, not Marianne Williamson.
No.
Is this really a self-help author, or is this Kermit the Frog again? Although Kermit the Frog's not going to talk about hashtagging the shit out of something. Beyonce. Is this a Beyonce quote? Fanson?
It's not Beyonce.
This is not a self-help author. This is a celebrity. Who is it? Oh, I knew there was going to be one, because there is always one.
Should we keep everyone in suspense, or should I tell you as we play the music and say goodnight and have a bottle of rosé?
You know what? I could really go for a glass.
Me too. Let's do it. Because we're Kelly Benson
And Susan Stewart.
and we're still a hot mess.
You make a mess. You make a mess of me. You make a mess. You make a mess of me.
Welcome to our gratitude moment. Big thanks to Monkey Junk for their song, You Make a Mess. You can download their whole song anywhere you download music. Thanks to our sponsor, Purple Jade Wellness Center. And also thanks to the Pod Plant. This is where our voices go into these mics through the magical power of Mike Wixon and into your ears.
And are you a subscriber? Make sure you subscribe to our show so you don't miss out on any new episodes. And be sure to hang out with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook at Still a Hot Mess and follow us on Instagram at Still a Hot Mess Podcast.
And thanks to you, Susan Stewart.
And thanks to you, Fanson.
You make a mess of me.